smash that red subscribe button and become part of this growing family here on YouTube. We're on the road to achieving what, 5K subscribers. I believe that we can achieve that by the end of July. So all I'm asking is for you to like my videos, share one of your favorite videos, and yeah, make sure you give this video also a thumbs up. It's a very interesting one today, guys. So as you guys come in, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you engage with the conversation. We've got some special guests in the building from California. Right, guys, I can't wait to bring them in. But before we go into that, for those of you guys who do not know, I do offer consultations for anybody interested in investing and relocating to Rwanda. So you can email me at projecthealtha@gmail.com. That's projecthealtha@gmail.com. All the details are down below in the description bar. I'm seeing more of you guys join. Please let me know where you guys are listening in from. We've got some special guests in the building. So do stick around. Do also share this link if you feel like anybody else would be able to benefit from this conversation. Share it on Instagram, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. Let's get some more of you guys joining the conversation. As I said, we've got some special guests in the building. I don't want to give away too much right now, but they're backstage and they're waiting to come in. So please make sure you share this live, as I said, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whichever means. Make sure you're also following me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as lady_visionary. That's lady_visionary. I also have a business Instagram. That's the hotel project that I'm doing here in the Northern Province. The business Instagram is Twin Lakes Recreational Island. That's Twin Lakes Recreational Island. So do go ahead and check those pages out. I am starting to post more on Instagram, so you guys can really follow up with what I'm doing. Anybody that's also interested in the meetup tour, that's the meetup tour in the Northern Province. That's where you spend 3 nights here in the Northern Province with me. You basically, that includes, your breakfast, a pickup from Kigali, as well as a drop off. You come and explore Musanzi. You also explore Gisenyi. I also take you to the Twin Lakes. You can see my farm project that I'm doing here in the Northern Province. And you can also see the site where I'm planning to build the hotel project. So do consider booking the meetup tour here in the Northern Province with myself. Again, if that's something that you're interested in, all you have to do is check out the description bar, and the email is projecthealtha@gmail.com. That's projecthealtha@gmail.com. You guys are waiting patiently. As I said, please, I need you guys to be interactive, ask questions. Yeah, let me see who's in the building in the comment section. Guys, don't be strangers. I'm about to introduce our guests right now. I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited, guys. Please do bear with me. Okay, so we have David and Stephanie from California. Please introduce yourself. So you both, husband and wife, have come from California, and now you're actually in Rwanda. Give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Clark, and I'm wife, mother. We have 14 children, and I'm a teacher, school teacher, retired. I taught school for 25 years, real estate investor and philanthropist, and now starting the NGO here in Rwanda. Very excited to be here. We thank you for inviting us.
Most
And,
welcome.
and I'm David Clark III from Oakland, born and raised and bred. And I'm a father of 14. And with a blended family, we have 7 girls and 7 boys who are absolutely beautiful. Most of them are grown right now. And we have 8 grandkids. and four of our children are from Ethiopia. We adopted 16, almost 17 years ago. So this is a journey. This has been a lifelong journey, actually, to give back to the continent and to live here for the rest of our lives. Yes.
Wow, wow. I'm inspired about the whole like adoption thing because it's something that me and my husband have discussed in the past and something that we're considering. So yeah, I think you have to have a real big heart to do something like that.
Yes. Sorry about that.
No
Yes.
problem.
Honey.
It's not my
It
fault.
happens, it happens, it happens. So tell me about, your thought processes regarding like moving to the motherland. And has Rwanda been like, when did Rwanda come into play? Like, were you looking at other countries? And how did you decide upon Rwanda, if you've decided upon Rwanda?
Okay, so we were looking at other countries. When we first started, we were looking at Ethiopia, and at that time, there was a lot going on in Ethiopia. So we moved our search to some other areas. We were looking for somewhere that might be really peaceful. We're in California, and it's very hectic lifestyle. We love the weather, so we knew that we wanted somewhere that had beautiful warm weather but also had peace and serenity. So we looked at Mozambique, we liked that. We looked at Tanzania, and many things just kept leading us back. Yeah,
Ghana.
and we looked at Ghana, but we found in Ghana that it was a little bit hectic, and so it'd be kind of like leaving where we already were. But all roads kept leading us back to Rwanda. I had a classmate while working on my doctorate. I had a classmate who actually was from Rwanda that I befriended, and we became pretty close. And he would tell us stories about home, and he's actually now back home. He just graduated with his doctorate. So there were a lot of exciting things that happened that led us back to Rwanda, and we're so glad to be here.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
sorry, you wanted to expand on that?
Well, yes. Every time we tried, we would pick a place. Well, first of all, it started years and years ago. We always knew we were going to come here because we don't want to be anywhere that we're not wanted. You know what I'm saying? So we always knew we were going to move here, but we just, we explored a lot of different places, and we adopted our children once again from Ethiopia. So that was originally the plan, but it's a little too unstable, and we started libraries there also in Ethiopia a long time ago, but so all roads just kept leading here, and we're still from California, so we're soft in comparison. We real soft, you know what I mean? And so all I'm telling you, I can't express myself enough to tell you every road kept leading back. We would divert, we get in our own way and divert somewhere else, do our DNA. Okay, let's see who we are.
Yeah.
And then our DNA happened to be all on the West Coast, and
Oh,
so
wow.
place that her DNA and my DNA
Yeah.
were very unstable places.
Yeah.
Unstable in the sense that for what we were trying to do, and to be progressive, and where our gifts would land on fertile soil, and we could receive at the same time. Once again, and we're a little soft, so this place, the roads are nice, the people are cool, progressive agenda, the green, we could go on and on
Yeah,
and on.
I think, yeah, as you're saying, Rwanda is pretty much a chilled atmosphere. It's not rough here. Like you may compare like West Africa being a little bit more. You have to be a little bit more tough, I'd say.
Right.
But so you said you visited Ethiopia. What other countries had you visited prior to now being in Rwanda? Because you're currently in Rwanda. I want our viewers to know that.
Egypt. But other than that, this was the end all be all. Matter of fact, we had planned on visiting many other countries, and we changed all our flights. We were like, no, our spirits and our heart just kept leading us here.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, it didn't let us down when we landed. You know what I mean? It was, everything was just like we pictured it.
Yeah.
Our spirits and our heart. So we were being completely obedient to what all signs were telling us. You know.
Yeah.
And basically, you're saying that, like, your expectations of Rwanda, like, how was that? You know, tell us a little bit more.
It exceeded.
So everything we expected actually came to pass. So sometimes, you set expectations, and then when you actually experience, you're like let down, or you feel like, hey, wait, this isn't quite what I thought it would be. But it's been what we thought it would be, and even more. The people, the food, the culture, the positivity is just it's beautiful. So,
and mind you, we're from the Bay.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of everybody and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's beautiful weather, beautiful, atmosphere. California love. If you know anything about San Francisco.
Are you coping with all the hills in Kigali?
What? This is. So, are you familiar with the landscape of the Bay Area?
Right. And I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, so all the green hills make me feel right at home.
Right.
Yeah. Oh wow! Exactly. You said, sorry.
Our landscape is very, very, very similar from
similar. So exactly as you said, Stephanie, you feel like this is home. You feel very much integrated already.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how long have you both been here?
3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. And a little bit
longer. So tell us, what have you been up to? What have you been up to in those 3 weeks?
So these 3 weeks have been really exciting. We registered a business. We also have begun the process of registering an NGO as well. We were blessed. The first week we were here, it was before the lockdown. So we were blessed to be able to share with a village outside of Gahini. We were able to share 3 cows with 3 women who were survivors of genocide. And so that was pretty exciting. Mm-hmm. And I got to preach. So that was exciting in a church there, and meet the people. You want to continue?
No, keep going, please.
So we've had dinner with friends, made many new friends. Now with lockdown, it's a little bit different, but we still are keeping in touch with our new friends via Zoom, and even like a vehicle like this one. And so we're so appreciative for technology. We've been able to explore the landscape every day. We've stayed at a number of different places just to get a different feel for the people. And we've fallen in love with not only the people, but especially the young people.
Ooh.
They're so bright and so talented, and it's just amazing. And so some of them just need an opportunity. So we're looking at ways in which we can help, where we could possibly offer some apprenticeships, where we can do some mentorship and some partnering to allow these youth and young people skills to just shine and flourish. So it's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, you speak about the young people, and that's one thing I'm also quite passionate about. Rwanda has come a long way since the genocide, and they're doing so much, but there's still a lot to do, a lot more that needs to happen to help improve the lives of the young people. Rwanda being a population of around 12 million, half of those are young people, and then half of those young people are unemployed. So as you're saying, opportunities for the young people, that's very much needed, because when you meet the young people and you interact with them, you can really see how much they are you know, they're full of life and they want to work and they want to do something. So yeah,
Always.
as you were saying, if you know, people can come and bring opportunities for the young people, whether it be through a form of apprenticeship, where they could work on the job and also be guaranteed a job at the end, you know, something
Right.
for the young people, because the young people are the future of Africa as well. So we need to give them an opportunity. So it's interesting that you should say about the young people, because I'm very, very much passionate about the young people. And I think
Yeah.
that's where more resources need to go, not just here in Rwanda, but it's in general, it's a problem across the continent.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our goal is we're empowering young ladies um, to find what their purpose is in life. You know, that this is one of our main goals is to empower them. If you notice our shirts, I don't know if you can see, but
I
anyway,
don't think so.
I
maybe
didn't
you can,
see them well, but yeah, you've got a design. I think you sent me a image of it, and I was like, okay, that looks interesting.
right, to
What
let
is
them.
it?
So what which we have the center, the Love Center, which is
Yeah.
it's more than just one thing, but the main goal is just to empower, let them know that they're beautiful, they're awesome, and to find whatever their true talent or what they're driven by, but to do it in a real way. So if a lady's into agriculture, we're gonna set that up. We're gonna let her sell her products on the weekend, you know, and teach her about entrepreneurship and how to move forward. And the same thing with anything, photography, you know, to, lead them how to get into different schools, how to travel, just to be inspirational, but in a real way, not just standing in front of them talking.
Right.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We set goals,
Yeah.
boom, this is what you do, this is how you get there, la la la. And then the
So
things that we
helping you by setting out the steps. So
right,
the Love Center, that's a registered not-for-profit organization in Rwanda. That's something that you've registered since being here.
right,
Is that correct?
Right.
right,
Yes.
absolutely.
So it's actually African Talent Initiatives, and so but the Love Center is our base from which we'll do all of our work, and so we feel like that's a place where people can be creative, and we named it the Love Center. It's not actually the name of our
No, right,
of,
right.
of our nonprofit or our business, but we
Yeah.
feel like there are a lot of youth there, and they're already serving in different capacities. We have one initiative where we are creating and making cloth reusable pads to share with communities, and we're already starting to partner with many villages as well as churches. Not so much schools at this time because schools are still closed, but we're already partnering to be able to provide these resources, because we found in our research that young ladies were missing 50 plus days of school. Many times they were dropping out because they were falling behind. And then that was leading to different forms of poverty as well as even prostitution at times. And so anything we can do to help in that area, we want to do.
Yeah, and it also it's a vehicle to empower them and let them know, because it's taboo, you know, in a lot of places, not just here, in a lot of places for young women to even talk about. You know, the mothers don't talk to their daughters about it, and the young men, you know, they tease them or whatever it may be, and you know, they don't have the products to even handle that situation when they go to school. So we have about 12 employees right now, cranking out about 300 a day, washable pads.
Oh,
That's not a lot. It seems like a lot, but
but
it's not.
still, like I'm thinking, you know, like I'm looking at the bigger picture,
Yeah,
because you know 300, it's still a lot, but then you know, and then you said you're working with several districts, but for me, I'd love to see this project roll out across Rwanda, because I know that there's a real need for it, you know, reusable sanitary towels, and you know, for that issue to be addressed amongst the young girls, because it does impact on their education and on their future. And it's not just a problem, obviously, here in Rwanda, but also across the continent as well. So it's a very impressive project, and I believe that it can make a huge impact. So yes, you may look at 300 as being small, but I look at it as being big. And also, I'm like, right, where can this go? You know, I see the potential of the project and also the impact that it can make on these young people's lives. So I'm like, of course, this is big. This is something, you know, because yeah. And you know, as I'm saying, like, you may look at that as being small, but don't, because I also encourage other people to say, like, if you have an idea, it doesn't matter. Even if you start small today, you don't know where it's going to be tomorrow. It can, you know, it can be huge, and it can make a significant impact. So I look at that as being really big.
Right, and you know, it's a trip is, you know, that came years ago to do that. But what it does is, so it empowers. We're not just keep. First of all, we finance it just ourselves out of our own pockets, and it's not like we're balling out of control. But what we do have, you get what I'm saying? That's a matter of fact. Go back and get some money to keep everything rolling. But it's sparked a great interest because people see the potential, and we're not inventing something new, and we're doing it for free. So it has sparked the interest of people. We've never asked anybody for money or anything like that, or any organizations to kick in. But what happened is people just started coming, you know, to they're showing their interest because they see the potential of the access to young girls and empowering. It's hard enough just being a teenager. Now, imagine being a teenager having to deal with something like that. You know what I mean? Especially thinking it's taboo or it's a bad thing. And we all have to have mothers in order to get on this earth. So we're trying to empower them. And then on top of that, that's the vehicle to also be exposed to different people and what their needs may be, you know, to open up the conversation and to, you know, to do better things.
Right. Because we have not only our team of seamstress and tailors, but we also have on our team my classmate who I went to school with, who is now a doctor. He was a builder of churches out in villages in Gahini. He has his degree in clinical psychology and trauma, and he's going to be starting a trauma center. So he will also have an office at the Love Center where he'll be working with healing trauma. So it's pretty exciting because there's so many of us who are coming together with different skill sets, but all with the same vein of trying to help the community and help empower people to be better.
And it just doesn't help them. Shoot, do you know the reward? Let me tell you, I always say this. People think, you know, when you give something to someone or you help somebody, that's what you're doing for them. This is for us also. The learning, the gift of feeling great, the joy that it brings. You know, you can't get it from eating. You can't get it from buying new clothes, shopping, you know, a new car, a new crib. All that stuff gets old quick. But this is everlasting, you know, like joy and satisfaction, and, you know, it feels good. So a lot of times people get it twisted, you know.
So true. It's a two-way process. But I know you said that, you know, this is a project, you know, where you're providing reusable sanitary towels to young girls, and also there's a bigger impact to be able to you know, to access them and also to be able to potentially transform their lives. You both are financing this from your own pockets, but if people wanted to help, people out there wanted to help, how can they reach out to you?
So they can go to our current website, which is www.africantalentinvestmentproject.com, and they can donate with us. They can find out more information. We would love to hear from you.
Is it possible to type it in I'm just thinking, can you type it? Because I'm like,
Let's see.
is it possible to type it, or would it mess up your screen? Or can you copy and paste it into the chat, the main chat? And so,
Let's see.
you know, people who are out there who are viewing, who may want to support what you're doing, because it's a great initiative here in Rwanda, then, you know, they can go ahead and support. I think it's a really great initiative.
Yes, it is. And we're so happy and glad that you have shown interest. And, you know, it's not, we're doing much more than that too, you know, because we're going to live here. So we'll be building. And if there's anything else like a regular couple like us or single person, if they need to know, you know, the stuff that because this has been a 2-year process. We just didn't hit the deck. We just didn't hit the deck and start rocking and rolling. You know, here we started vetting people, you know, and finding lawyers and you know, just real people to connect with,
Yes.
contractors, developers, just all kind of things. You know, knowing that the economic system, you can do all that, like the stuff you share all the time.
Yes.
You know, but do your homework while you're away.
Yes.
And set yourself up to roll, you know. And once again, I spoke on this before, but we are so proud of you and your family, man.
Yes.
We're so proud, you know. But I know the struggles of living in the world that we come from, you know. And we never, I can't imagine our kids growing up in a world where they're not wanted or they have to prove themselves at every turn, you know.
Yeah.
We have to change that, man.
Yeah.
It has to be changed, or it's just going to be perpetuate itself. So this is the place where you're not a black woman, you're not a black man, you're just a man, you're just a woman.
Yeah.
And then we've been lied to for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we're not enough, or what the continent looks like, and all this, you know, when it's very, very, very progressive, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm hearing you, because, you know, Rwanda, I feel like you know, it's one of those places where I just wanted to bring my kids, where I feel like they'll feel safe. And, you know, back in the UK, growing up black boys, it's so difficult. And obviously also in the Americas as well. So I definitely feel like more at peace in my heart now that, like, my boys are here, in this type of environment, seeing people who look like them. They don't have to be harassed for being black, you know, all of that comes with living in the West. And yeah, I just feel like more at peace, because when I was thinking about being in the UK, and, you know, like like knife crime amongst the young people is just ridiculously high, and especially amongst, like, the black youth, it's quite dangerous. Even just It's just quite unsettling thinking about it. So I was like, oh, how am I going to cope growing up my boys in this environment? And so I had to leave. And I feel a lot more at peace, being here in Rwanda. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, when you were saying, like, you know, my husband is Rwandan, but I didn't want that to be the reason why I moved to Rwanda. So I was scouting out Rwanda. I was coming here since 2014, and, you know, just sort of seeing whether it would be the place I really wanted to settle. And then we made the final decision. It was like, there's no turning back. We're coming, you know. So it's great. So, you know, sorry?
How did you pull that trigger, like, going up to, like, what do you remember the time where you were like, okay, this is it, we're doing this, like,
You know, I think for quite a long time I always knew, because my first time visiting the continent was back in 2010, my first time visiting Ghana. And, like, my family didn't really understand where this passion to go and explore Africa came from, because I was young, and, you know, I actually hid it from my parents, until like a week or two before I was actually leaving. And I was starting to pack my things, and I was like, I can't just go without not telling them.
Right.
And I plucked up the courage to tell my dad a week before flying, and my dad was just like, oh my God, are you crazy? Like, no, Dad. And this was after completing my undergraduate degree. I didn't even know what grade I'd got. I didn't even know if I'd passed my exams. I just knew that I was going to Africa. And I was just so confident. You know, I found out my grades when I was in a village in Ghana called Kasapin in the Brongafu region. I was struggling to get the internet on my phone to find my grades, and I found out that I passed. But
Wow.
yeah, my family, sorry?
That's awesome.
Yeah, yes, it was phenomenal. It was just something within me was just that like I needed to go and explore things for myself. Everything that I was seeing on the television, something was telling me that this wasn't the true picture. And so I went to Ghana. I spent 3 months. Like I told my dad, he was like, okay, fine. If you have to go, okay, you'll be back in 2 weeks. And I said, no, I'm going to be there for 3 months. What? It was crazy, but it was one of those experiences. That experience, to be honest, it shaped my whole life to where I am now. I didn't return back to the UK the same person. I was more appreciative of my life and what I had. And then I was like, I want more people to embrace Africa, because at that time, 2010, speaking to people about Africa, they'll be like, are you crazy? Why would I want to go there? You know? And I'm like, no, you need to go and see it like for yourselves, like what they've been showing you. People really thought I was a bit crazy. You know, I had a friend that eventually went to Ghana. She's now married to a Ghanaian. So
What?
that, yeah, I went all around Ghana. I went to Accra. I went to a place called Kasapin. I went to the Brongafu region. I was learning the language, interacting with the local people, learning the culture, the dance. And then when I was leaving, I was just like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to go, and I have to come back. I want to explore more. And to be honest, I kept going back to Ghana, and then eventually came to Rwanda, Uganda, been to Tanzania, you know. But even when I was visiting those other countries, my heart was always coming back to Rwanda, Rwanda, Rwanda. And so, yeah, I've settled on Rwanda. But I knew from very early on, from that initial visit to Africa back in 2010, that like my life would not be the same, and I didn't want to live in the West. So, but then
Right.
it's just been a journey, because I had just finished my undergrad degree. I had no experience. I wanted to work, build my career. I've like, prior to leaving the UK, I've got like 10 years experience as a physiotherapist. I then went on to do a master's in global health and international development, because that's how passionate I was about the continent, or I am about the continent. Not That's not the past, that's the present.
Right.
Um, um, and then like I'm using all that knowledge like right now to, like, with my projects. I still want to do a project in healthcare, because that's also my passion as well. But there's a couple projects I'm working on at the moment, and then eventually I will be restarting the health side of things, because health is very much needed in Africa. So, you know, I've got big goals, big visions, and you know, sometimes I think, oh my God, this is a lot. Being a wife, being a mom of two boys, one's 3, one's 1, you know, big responsibilities. But I really walk by faith and believing in everything that I'm doing, that eventually I will get there. And it's not only for me and my children, but also for the continent, for Rwanda, and for
Yeah.
my people. So, you know, I'm just aiming to leave a legacy behind, you know,
You're,
in the
you're
time that I'm
already
here.
you're changing the narrative. But you know why I'm really excited for you is that you know your boys won't know the lies that we've been told. Thank God they won't
Yes.
know the pain that we've gone through.
Yes.
This is you've changed. You're about to change the whole. You're already changing the whole narrative of the future
Future
generation.
generation.
That
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
just is huge. Is absolutely huge.
Yes.
You know, and the courage that you have to follow your instincts and to be driven and to walk out on faith, and you're tackling some huge projects, and you're doing this here, the YouTube. You're already changing the perception that we've all been lied to all of our lives, which it deeply hurts. It hurts me.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart, because we all have deep anger in us.
Yeah.
And when I think about that, that's really why I get up. That anger comes up. And I'm so
No,
proud.
I totally understand, because that feeling came about when I visited Ghana.
Yes.
And coming back and trying to, I even started a campaign where I felt like alone, to be honest, because here I was, I finished my undergrad, I went to the continent, saw the truth, and then coming back and trying to just share that information. And at that time, this whole Africa thing wasn't a thing,
Yes.
And my one wish back then, 2010, was that more people would discover Africa. And now, like, we're having this movement of the diaspora coming to the continent and exploring the truth. Like, my heart just bursts with joy, because that's something that I've always wanted from then, and seeing it happen now after all this time. I'm like, what took you guys so long?
In our
You know?
lifetime, able to witness it, you know what I mean?
And for us, because we were in California, seeing visionaries like yourself, right? And even YouTube, my God, social media has been an outlet that has opened up the continent to so many people. And so I just feel like people undervalue at times social media and YouTube, but it has been truly a catalyst to open the eyes of so many of us who hadn't seen the continent for ourselves, and make us have the desire to want to be here and get here as soon as possible, right? So we're so excited for what you're doing, and for what you're showing the world, because it's really needed and so beneficial. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So you spoke about the Love Project, the recyclable sanitary towels, and the impact that has. I think it's huge. So what else have you got up your sleeves? You have other projects we spoke about behind the scenes, but tell the people what you're up to.
Well, we bought, we were buying 2.5 hectares. So that's 2.5 hectares. That's like 7 to 8 acres of land. So we're building a complex, a compound, and we're going to.
Can we just pause there a sec, Clay? Can we just pause there a sec?
We absolutely love it. And the thing about it is, at home, we're real estate investors. We do Airbnb rentals, and we want to be able to do that same business because we've been successful at it, but also to share the continent with people in that way. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes, it's absolutely. And then there's, as you know, man, it's just so much opportunity. Any corner you turn, and then the talent that's here. And it's not like the UK. It's not like America, where you have to fight. We did something in 1 week that in California would take us over a year to do. And then not only take us over a year to starting an NGO, we have a nonprofit there, and it took us over a year. But
and how easy, just to tell the audience, how easy was it to register your business here in Rwanda?
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
24 hours.
So very quick and easy. You can do the process online, which is also nice, and have your certificate and be registered, ready to go. So
nice.
I like.
It was the same for me. I think I registered like in the afternoon, and then again the next day by afternoon I had my certificate. I was like, what? It was crazy. I was like, let me test this out to see if it really works. And I was just like, wow, I was blown away. But then coming back to your building project. So, because I think I interrupted you. So tell us, sorry, again, what you're building.
You want me to tell you? Because you see the smile on my face?
This is what we do. So
This is what we do.
Absolutely love building.
So we have where we live. We have some of the highest real estate in the world. You know, a studio apartment. You rent for $3,000 a month.
Right.
$3,000 a month. So here, and it's no loans. You pay cash. There is loans, but they're high interest. So we pay cash for land.
Very high.
Yeah.
Right. So you pay cash for the land. So we're making a U-shaped house with a pool in the middle, with glass everywhere, and that's our home. Overlooking the valley. Now behind us is, I showed you the pictures.
Yeah.
Our little bamboo houses, but not bamboo in the sense that that people think that it is. These are high-end bamboo houses. Don't think that everything is here. Everything that you need is here to make high fixtures, tile, wall, everything.
Everything.
Right.
So how long do you think, what's the projection of this project? And sorry, before you go, where did you buy this land? Where is it located?
Well, we'll have two. One's an investment. What's it? Kabaga?
No,
Kabaga?
No, Kanombe. I knew it was a K.
Kanombe, near the airport. Kanombe, near the Kigali International Airport.
Right.
Kanombe,
is that right?
And Bugasera.
Right. So Bugasera.
Wow. And that's where they're building the new airport. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
And
Bugasera International Airport. Yes.
The main tarmac road, and it's mixed use, commercial and residential.
Yes.
And the communities there are just absolutely incredible. And then the other is the investment. We plan on building a gang of houses.
We're going to start. We're building smart homes, and so which is really exciting. And we'll get the flagship home done within the next year. Probably a little bit less. And then from there, that will serve kind of as our flagship model home, because the lot is huge. It's like 5 hectares. So from there, we'll see what happens.
But let me. I saw that look on your face.
That smile.
We've got some investors in the building. You know what? I'm just excited. I'm just excited because we need more people like you to step outside their comfort zone in a way. As much as this is an area that you're familiar with, because you have experience in the field, but it's a whole different ball game also, because it's a different country. It's the continent, but also you're finding that everything is here. Things can really work, and you're still you come on the ground. You've seen things, but then you're still excited to continue, and that's amazing.
With our people, and let me be clear on this, because it sounds like we big ballers, shot callers, and all that. We're absolutely not. Do you hear me, sister?
We have a lot of faith.
We have a lot of faith, and so what we did was, so with your skill set, as you have, and her skill set, and my skill set, so we partner with people who, because a lot of natives, they own a lot of land here.
A lot of land.
They own a lot of. So that's all we did was, we created a lot of relationships with people, and we sat at the table, and all people can do is tell you no. I've been told no a gang of times, but that one yes is all good. So with the investment, the smart home, a gentleman owns a lot of land out there, and he doesn't really have the vision of what to do with it.
Yeah.
So with her, and then we have architect and engineer friends here, and so was that yesterday?
That was
yesterday. We just sat at the table and said, hey man, don't sell this. We'll start off small, and we'll all put our heads together. We'll invest our time, and everybody just come together, and we'll start off with the flagship.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So we come with a piece of change. We think we could do the first one for like $30,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's huge. Probably maybe sell it for a couple of hundred.
Yeah.
Not maybe. We do our homework. We can. We know what's selling in that area. And plus, is changing the landscape, because we know what people like from the UK and what Americans, what they prefer, and it's a bunch of us that are ready to roll.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and each one
No,
of them have pools and green,
Green spaces.
green spaces and all
It'll
that.
be its own community,
Right.
basically. Yeah.
So I was
fantastic,
saying,
because I think just looking at the master plan, they need more like good quality, affordable spaces like what you're going to offer. And like I know like in recent years, Kigali is up and coming, but still there's a gap in the market. There's a huge gap in the market. And I think you guys have been able to identify that from being here physically on the ground. So you've actually visited Bogosera district yourselves, right?
Yes.
yeah, we've been everywhere.
Yeah.
We've looked at, and even before we got here, we knew what because architecture is different all over the world, and how they build with blocks and wood and on and on and on. But we know, that there's some great things, and then there's some antiquated things, and we can bring what we know to the table and what they know to the table, and marry them, and and blow it up
Come
like
up with
a bomb.
something
Yeah.
big.
Something big.
That's our vision,
Exactly. Yeah,
54.
yeah. And it made me also think as well, as you're saying, like, we're not people with like, I think you were saying we're not people with huge, we're not millionaires, but we are. We have to think that, we will eventually get there. But I also think about my projects that I'm doing here, like a hotel project. I don't know if you guys seen the island plot that we have, in on Lake Burera, absolutely beautiful. And you've got like big time investors here from like Dubai, or the Arabs who are coming in and investing. And I don't have money like them, but I've started off like by just buying a piece of land, and eventually I've been able to expand that. And I'm also walking by faith. I think our people need to really believe in ourselves and our ability, and also, as you said, David, partnering with the right people, that can really make things happen. And that's taken me some time, to get like the right people on board. But now that I have, I'm just like, this can go far, and I'm still walking by faith every day. Every day, I'm like, because not all the pieces have come together yet, but I know that in the end, it will definitely come together. So, and it involves hard work and patience and perseverance. And yeah, I'm walking by faith. Like some days I'm like, oh God, but I know that I'll get there in the end.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. It's really not easy.
No.
Yeah, you'll find the joy, and if you can think optimistic about everything, you can find joy in anything.
Yeah.
I find joy in everything, even the struggle. I'll find something in there and makes me smile, and I like, thank you. I appreciate you, Lord.
Yeah.
Come on, let's roll. What you got for me next? Let's keep on rolling.
So I know a lot of people watching, like, because they know, like, right now you're in Rwanda, but you've been here like what, 3 weeks, and you're about to leave in 3 days, so like 4 days or so. Tell us about that.
So that's definitely bittersweet. David is he's already getting really sad.
I'm getting sad. Like, we haven't even met in person, but like,
yeah.
Can we change the subject, please?
Our time here went by so fast, but the thing that's really exciting about it is we get to go back home. We get to be with our kids when we go back home, but we also get to plan and prepare and have more money to do the projects, fund the projects that we have going on here. Right. So it is pretty exciting. And knowing that we're going home with the hope that we're coming back within the year for good to stay.
Wow.
So
that's the plan. Within a year, you should be fully immersed here in Rwanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is that'll be it. I got a good 20, 25 left in me before I go see our Father in heaven. But I wanted to home about money. You know, you can do it, man. You know,
Yeah.
We you know how you talk about we have the island and the hotel and this and that. See that throws people, you know, like, oh yeah, we out here balling and you know,
I
no
wish I
man.
was.
But what I'm saying, like that land is probably gonna cost us 100,000, which may seem like a lot, but we you know we 50. That's everything that you know, most of everything we have from one of our investments. You know what I mean? And that's a whole. What I say, was it about 8 acres?
Yeah,
About
yeah,
7, 8 acres.
7, 8
Right.
acres where you can build not only a family home, but you could have also investment properties on that land as well as commercial.
Right.
So you have to dream big. You have to, create that vision for yourself and for your family. And it can happen here because there are large spaces of land that are relatively inexpensive when you look at them compared to other places around the world.
For sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I myself have also invested near the airport as well. It has huge potentials. We see what's coming. And also, I'm all about leaving a legacy behind. Like, as you say, I've always been someone who dreams big.
Yeah.
I've always been someone who dreams big.
Yeah.
And, so far I've achieved my goal. So, like, this is an even bigger dream of mine and something that I would solidify so that my children would also, I'm leaving an example, I'm leaving a legacy for them.
Right.
And for me, I can't put words to describe that feeling, because also you will agree, and I think this is facts. Like, I feel as Black people, not just feel, but Black people, we tend to rank up the liabilities. We don't own anything,
Right.
So here you have the opportunity because, as Stephanie you said, land is pretty affordable compared to other places in the world. So you can get your foot in the door and start with the land and then gradually build.
That's right.
David wanted to say something. Go on.
Beautiful land.
Yes.
And that's
Sorry?
8 acres. They have small plots, for a couple of $1,000s.
Yeah.
And you own it outright. If you don't want to ever do anything with it, at least you could leave it to, like you said, legacy behind. And this is where we originate from. And it's not no funky land. It's beautiful land.
We've seen
Yeah.
land. We've seen beautiful plots for, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000, and that were absolutely beautiful. And when you think about leaving a legacy, and leaving that legacy for your children's children and your children's children's children, this is the time to make that a reality and not just dream it, but really make it real.
People buy cars, man. They buy cars that buckets.
Exactly. The minute you put that car on the road, it depreciates, but land goes up in value. There's a question I want to ask you because there'll be a lot of people like, exploring different ideas, exploring different countries, not knowing where to go, toying with the idea of maybe coming to Rwanda. Like, what are some good aspects of Rwanda that you could describe why Rwanda is, I know you mentioned a bit in the beginning, why you think Rwanda would be an ideal place to relocate to?
Weather, definitely weather. Even the government, the ways in which policies are made, created, and withheld here or withstanding here. The people. The people are just beautiful. I say that Rwanda seems as if, how if when you read in the Bible and it tells you God is a God of reconciliation and I'm sorry, restoration, healing and restoration. I feel like that God has truly touched this region. The people so much, but you can see that restoration process going on because when you look around, there's so much building. and it is progressive, and things are happening, and you can feel the energy of that. So yes.
And you know,
No, I just felt you as you were saying that about the progress and the building, and you can really, it's visible. And for me,
Yeah.
who's been coming to Rwanda since 2014, and I kept visiting, and I just saw progress and more progress, and how people's lives were being impacted. And I was like, I definitely want to be a part of this,
Yeah.
this whole governance and the way things are going. And I definitely want to be a part of building Rwanda up as well. Like, even if it
Yes.
was my small contribution, I
That's
definitely can do something.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think similar reasons as to why I myself chose Rwanda as well.
Yes. Yes.
don't
Yeah.
ask me. You're gonna give me you gonna have me run up and down this hallway and do jumping jacks and roll on the ground because it's way too much. It's just it's everything that I dreamt it would be. Look at me and you are sitting here. You from the UK, we from California.
Yes.
We're sitting here talking. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm not one to exaggerate or to blow things out of proportion and all
Mhm.
that, but I'm from the streets of Oakland, like I told you. Man, come on! This place is just the food. Even if the food wasn't as good as it is, and the progressiveness, the roads, the cleanliness, just on and on and on. Just the people alone. Okay, forget about all that other good, great stuff. The easiness to start a business, how inexpensive it is
Yeah.
to employ and to help people. I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
You can forget about all that and just come for the people, man. Just for the love, the peace, and the joy, and get out of all that volatile.
Yeah.
How do you say volatileness? Is that a
Yeah.
word?
Yeah.
Volatility.
Yes.
Hey, hey,
Volatility, yeah. No, I totally hear you, because there's a calm here, isn't there? There's a calm that you feel like,
right.
like,
And if you
yeah,
have
it's difficult to describe unless you're here. Like, there's
Right.
definitely a calm that you feel. There's a peace that you feel, and you're like, with me, my mind just feels a lot clearer than when I'm in the West. Like, my mind just seems to like be bugged up with all these different things. When I'm here, I'm able to think. I'm able to plan. I'm able to,
yeah.
see the
Explore.
vision.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Explore
Exactly.
who God put you on this earth to be creative, your purpose, your free flowing, whether it be art, music, anything, or your vision.
Mhm.
You clogged up back there, and things are so difficult. Even if you're optimistic, things are so difficult to get done. You know what I mean? To buy, to finance, to insure, to keep. They got the system so set up so crazy. It's difficult,
Mhm.
and we could talk about it all day, but you have to do it in order to understand what that piece is, like you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Definitely.
we haven't met. We're hoping to, but I think time really ran out for us, and with the whole lockdown thing, because I also wanted to come to Kigali to, like, I wanted to do some sort of meet and greet, but with the restrictions right now, things are a little bit difficult. I have to also apply for, we also have to apply to move across districts, and you may not get the permission, things like that. So it's challenging, but I feel like definitely, you know, it's only going to be short lived, and I can't wait for this whole thing to go away. And hopefully next time when you're both here, we will definitely meet up, but we'll definitely keep in touch. I'm excited about your project. I think it's a fantastic idea. I'd also love to come and, oh, I don't know what happened there. Hopefully they'll join us back, but I'm not sure what happened. They've just dropped off. Yeah, so that was David and Stephanie from California, who are currently here in Rwanda. They've been here for like 3 weeks. Already they registered their business. It's an NGO where they're providing recyclable sanitary towels for young women in the communities in Kigali, and hopefully that will be a project that they can roll out across Rwanda. Already they're building partnerships, they're building attention, people who have seen the potential with their project, and that's looking very, very positive. They're also planning, they've bought land, guys, they've bought land here in Rwanda already, and they're going to build modern, unique, facilities that, us from the West, we love, and from the Americas. So I'm not quite sure what happened with their internet, guys, but do bear with me. Hopefully they'll come back on. Let's see, I think that may just be them. Let's have a look. Okay.
Hello.
We got
And we're
them back.
back.
Yes. I'm not sure what happened, but your internet maybe fell off or something.
Yes.
But it's really exciting. I was just, there will be people in the building who are just coming in, so I was just sort of like giving a brief as to what we were discussing. And you will be. I know David doesn't want to hear this, but you will be leaving in the next couple of days. But
why would you do that to me?
with
Why
the
would you
spirit,
do that? I thought you loved
with
me
the
and I was your
spirit that
brother.
you're going back to work hard, and definitely within the year we would be back, because there'll be people have to take different journeys. Some people will like just come, and with all they have, they will just come. And some people would have done maybe a bit more research and a bit more planning prior to coming and relocating fully. And this is your journey. You've now you toyed with the idea, you've looked at various different countries, but everything kept leading you back to Rwanda. So you came to Rwanda, you spent some time, you were able to get so much done in that space of time, which is brilliant. And then, right, you're leaving, it's fine, because you know that definitely Rwanda is home and you will be back. You've loved the way the people have embraced you. You've loved your experience here so far, and you do not want to leave. That means definitely you are coming back. And,
Why about this? We're supposed to change the subject. I don't want to go.
yeah,
Please.
yeah. It's the reality, because I'm thinking back to when I went to Ghana, right?
Oh, yeah.
And after the 3 months and everything, like how I felt, like, I just felt like there was an embrace from the ancestors. They welcome home. I just definitely felt that when I came off the plane.
Yes.
And it was like discovering everything I discovered during my time traveling across Ghana. And then when I had to leave, I just couldn't face it. And I kept saying to myself, "You are not going to cry. You're not going to cry." But when I sat on that plane heading out
Lord.
of Ghana, I sobbed my eyes out, and I was trying to compose myself, but I was saying, "Don't worry, I will be back." And I did go back, and I explored different parts of the continent. And yeah, as I said, it led me to that, like it just led me to Rwanda, because I knew, yeah, definitely I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here on the continent.
Right.
Yeah.
And
There's no other place I would want to be, really. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I think you were saying, David, that there's somehow you feel like, I feel like my purpose, everything just aligns when I'm here.
Yeah.
And just even thinking about like going and living, or
oh,
like permanently back in the West,
right.
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel physically sick.
Yeah,
Nauseous.
definitely.
And
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
tell
exactly. That's the word.
you, right. It's nothing.
So
Nothing there other than our kids, but
Our
our kids
kids.
travel the world,
Yes.
so that's not even really an issue. So it's nothing that I'm looking forward to going back, other than physically hugging our kids, but most of them are all spread out anyway because they're grown. Most of them are grown.
Yes.
But I feel you with that nauseum, like, and what you were just telling me, I pictured you on the on the plane, Like, oh God, what is I can
It
see
was
it.
exactly that, because I was with a few other people, and also I was just trying to compose myself and just saying like I'm not gonna cry, but I couldn't help it. I just burst out into tears, and I was just like, "Oh my God, Karen, you said you weren't gonna do this,"
Now
but
listen, we live in one of the most
Beautiful.
beautifulest places in the
Beautiful.
world, which is, like California.
Northern
We live in
California.
the Bay. The weather is beautiful. We live on the ocean. I mean, the
Water.
whole city. We're surrounded by water and the hills and the greenery and the blended. It's a lot of cultures that are mixed in like gumbo.
Mm-hmm.
That don't matter. We still aren't welcome there or belong there. It's a whole thing that I never want to get used. I never want our kids to ever have to get used to, you know, like your boys having to walk through a parking lot and locking the doors and having to small themselves down in the grocery store, or
Mm-hmm.
you know that is terrible, or trying to be something that they're not, just to fit in. It's
Mm-hmm.
so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to make the leap, and is once again, I know I keep saying it, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so dearly proud of you. Really.
thank you. Yes, and all equally, like I'm bursting with joy when you both have described your projects and everything that you want to do here, and I'm like, wow, this is what we need. We need more people like you both to just step outside their comfort zone and just come with what they have, and at least come and visit first anyway, and
Yeah.
then explore. Because as you've said, like people would sometimes ask me like, oh, is 2 weeks enough? Is 3 weeks enough? Is a month enough to come and like explore? And like I think it is. Like you've been able to achieve so much in just the 3 weeks that you
Right.
came.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would say yes, like 3 weeks isn't like enough to come and really explore and find your feet. But also I think you didn't just come like just blindly, you did your research, and also I think you had an itinerary of things that you wanted to do and achieve during that 3 weeks. Is that correct?
Well, yes, we did. Yes, it's true. We did our homework, but we're not really big, deep planners. We walk by faith, just like you. Like
Mm,
tomorrow, we may not
yeah.
have an outline of something, but what we do, we get up and go, and we have a
Mm,
rough idea of what we're going to do.
mm, mm, mm,
Walk by
mm,
faith, and we know that
mm,
we'll run into people, or we'll talk to people, we'll see things, but you can't do that sitting inside. You have to get out and talk to people. Just explore. Say, hey, look at this, look at that. So we've never. I don't think we scheduled one thing each day. We may
No.
have had a little bit of something.
We only scheduled the cows.
Oh yeah, the cows.
They went
Other
every
yeah, other than that, we knew what we wanted to do,
Yeah.
and we knew
mm.
how to go
But yeah,
about it.
you had a rough kind of outline. You had a vision in a way, and again with that vision, again just walk believing that everything will just align, and so
Right.
that's how you stepped out there like every day, which is great. You have to come with some sort of idea of what you want to achieve during this time, but
Yeah.
again, like you may find that as you said, like things met your expectations and beyond, you
Right.
know. And you two seem like people who are not rigid in your thinking, but were really open to embrace,
Yeah.
information and adapt to situations. And so
Yeah.
I think that's the same mindset that a lot of people coming to the continent also need to have, that flexibility, that
Flexible.
that openness, and try not to be rigid.
Right.
Right.
I think that's where you can really gain the most out of your experience here.
And can I say one other thing? So
Yes.
we developed a lot of relationships before we got here.
Yes.
Because I'm a little bit untrustworthy. Where I'm from,
Untrusting.
untrusting.
Trusting is like to other like to, yeah, others, yeah.
Right,
People.
towards other people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I vet I do a little bit of vetting just by talking, develop a relationship, just like we're doing now. We're getting to know you better,
Yeah.
and you know where we're coming from. So and then after a while, it gets better and better and better. So to say all that is to say that we ended up knowing a lot of people here. So every day we rocking and rolling with somebody.
Every day.
We're going here, we're going there. We knew people at the bank, and then they love to help. They want to help you. They want to help you succeed.
Yes.
They want you to be successful.
Yes.
And hugely. If we go back home, it don't work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Here we some powerful people.
Yes.
Some powerful people, and every day they came, showed up and showed out. They pull up to the, come on, let's roll.
Yes.
Let's check this out. Check this out. They're proud, and we're proud to roll with them and to see how we can. And they want to see how they can contribute to the vision, and so I really think people. That's why I said that's more important than anything else. If that's your only takeaway, that's worth moving here, just because of that.
Yeah.
You talked about building connections. How, like, describe to us a little bit. Did you reached out to people via email? How did you go about building some of the relationships? Because I think people like listening, they would also want to know, like, how did you do that? Because when people reach out to me, for example, I'm saying reach out to those people that you want to build those connections with.
Yeah.
Try and send an email. Try to do something. Make a phone call. How did you do it? How did you do that?
What I do, I would Google like who's
Oh,
in.
your sound.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you hear us?
Try again.
So I would just start Googling. I started Googling stuff and reaching out to people, and then somebody would reach back.
Sorry, can you go out and come back? Your sound is really muffled, and I really want people to hear. So my question was, how did Stephanie and David, they spoke about building their networks prior to coming to Rwanda. So I'm asking them, how did they do that?
Okay. So, well, one of the things that we knew right away is that we wanted to build.
Sorry,
still not working.
I'm going to let you exit and then come back in. Is that okay?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's see if that works. So they were having a little bit of problems with their sound, and I really want you guys to hear their answers. My question was, how did they go about building connections here in Rwanda prior to coming here? Because they spoke about how valuable that was towards their experience.
Yeah.
So they're back.
Right.
All right. We'll try it again.
Great.
Okay. So one of the things that we knew is that we wanted to build. We build at home, or we build back in California. And so one of the things that we started looking for was architects on the continent. We might see a show and like the architecture that we saw. And then we'd research it a little bit to see, well, who is that person? And then we'd, send out emails. And from there, we would get connections. And actually, the architect who we're going to work with now, David, found just exactly that way, just, from reaching out, looking for what we need. So whenever we come up with something that we need, then we go looking for someone who might be able to help us with that.
Right. And one relationship led to another one, because like I said, everybody wants to help. They want to get involved. And you may think, you'll run into some people, they're doing things because they want something from you. But for the most part, it's not what you think it is. We've been, we have to get rid of that thought process. And most people are smart enough to know whether you're here, whether you're there, what people's agendas are. But everyone, what we got, about 20 people, 20, we built
Probably
at least 20
20
great
good,
relationships.
solid
I mean,
relationships.
from the real estate
Wow.
industry, from architect, engineering,
Yep.
banking, government,
Yep.
RDB, U.S. Embassy,
Yep.
but mainly just good friends, good people. So I'm a talker, as you can see. So I'm not an email texting kind of people. So I was doing all that back in California.
Yeah.
We call each other up. Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
How's your family? Learn about one another. How's your kids doing? La 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 la. And so that creates a trust and a great
Build
relationship.
the bond.
About the time we hit the deck, we were rocking and rolling. They
Yeah.
were, you know, kind of fighting
They
over
were
us.
fighting over us. A couple of people would be like, "Nope, nope, that's
That's my
my day.
time. That's
Nope,
my day.
nope."
Right,
So
right,
it's been pretty exciting.
right.
Oh, so
And the
basically
joy
you
has
were
been in the journey.
proactive. Can we use that word? You were proactive in, you know, building those connections. You have to
Yeah.
be proactive because,
Yeah,
and I think that's very important for others who are thinking about building relationships, because here in Rwanda, I'm just one person, and sometimes people are asking me lots and lots of things, but I'm redirecting them. Is that it's good not to just know Lady Visionary, but also to build networks, especially in the industries that you're interested in. And as you said, like you reached out to one person, and that led to you forming a relationship with and building more relationships and more contacts. So
right.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help people as best as I can, but I also want to
Absolutely.
encourage people to just not like think, because also sometimes people come and I'm not able to see everyone and they get
Right,
upset
Yeah.
with me. But I
right,
Yeah.
said, if you reached out to those, if you reached out to those other people, then you could even learn more, like from reaching out to them, as opposed to just me, because I'm just one person and I don't know all the
no,
industry.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
um and
Nobody
also
knows
I
everything.
also would put up a red flag if I was like that type of person who was like, yeah, just come with me, just come with me, just come with me,
That's a
I don't
red
think
flag.
that's a
Right,
a safe way to go about your experience here on the continent. Whilst I'm
Right.
happy
right,
to connect with people, I do encourage you to go out there and network. There was even someone who was thinking about coming to Rwanda, and like, okay, what do you think my itinerary should be? And I said, well, on that list, you should build connections with others outside of just Lady Visionary. I feel
right.
that
Right.
that's very, very important. Helps you to expand your thinking. And again, I'm just one person. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just going to give
Yeah.
you like
And
5% of the experience, but you can also learn a lot more by getting out there and getting a
right.
real feel of things.
And
Yeah.
you get a good feel of things, the culture, because
Yeah.
we've been over. I gotta say at least 7 to 8 people to maybe 10 people's
For
houses
dinner.
for dinner.
Yeah.
So we have real conversations here. Where I say, in the States and probably in the UK, everybody's on their phone,
Right.
and people live out here. There's people in the streets talking. I haven't had that. I don't even know my neighbors back home, and
Right.
I love everybody
Mhm.
back home.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's on the left and who's on the right of me,
Right.
even though we live on a
Same,
corner
same.
in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here, you got to know your neighbor. You want to know them because you're out and about. You need one another. You're lifting. That's how life should be. We
Mm.
should be. It says it in the Bible. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Mhm.
And that's how it is. They know what's going on. And I miss that. I miss that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That sense
There's
of
really
community.
there's that sense of community here as well, like, and also
Right.
like Rwandan, they're very inviting. They're always
Oh
like
my
Yes.
ready,
God.
they want to invite you for dinner,
Yes.
Woo, woo, all the
and then
time.
we just having conversations, like, because
Right.
when I found my husband, well, back then he was my boyfriend, he took me to Rwanda to meet his family, and we'll have dinner, and after a couple of hours I'm thinking, right, I just want to relax in bed, but they're just like having conversations up until like
Oh my
12
God.
o'clock, just like, you know and
Yeah.
nice. It's really nice because you don't, as you say, you don't get that in the Americas. You don't get that in the West. Like
No.
again, with my
Yeah.
neighbors, I barely know them, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is really different. There's like this togetherness, this community, this family kind of bonding that you have here, which is it's a great feeling.
It's a
Yes,
beautiful feeling.
it is beautiful.
And to piggyback off what, so I have to go lay down. You know, you like you said, those 3 hours. You know, we weren't really built for that. You know, so they'd be like, oh, just go in my room, go and lay down, and I do. You know, I don't have no qualms about it. I go back there and lay down. Well, and I could just hear them just talking and talking, and then so after a while, I want to get in on the conversation, so I go back in there.
Yeah, that'll be
But
me. That'll be like some nights I'll be like, right, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. But some nights I'm laying there and I'm like there's so much vibes going on, and I'm like, right, what are you
Right.
guys talking
Yeah.
about? What are you guys talking about? You know, talk me
Right.
in.
Right.
So
You don't want to miss out.
I just say it's a beautiful, beautiful experience, beautiful feeling, and yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, definitely. After all of that, I was just like, yeah, that's partly why I just decided, yeah, Rwanda is home. Rwanda's home.
Yeah, and you know, it's not all champagne, bubbles, and ice cream, and pixie sticks.
Right.
But I'm telling you, it's not. It's still just amazing,
Yes.
and I can't think of
If
the
you are just a loving person and if you have a desire and a heart to serve,
oh
this is an amazing, amazing place to be because you can be of service, but also you're blessed by those interactions, right? There's so many people here who need the gifts that each of us have to share and to give. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful place.
yeah
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing like a wealth of experience, knowledge, inspiration. I'd say thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think it's a blessing meeting you guys. I'm just sorry we weren't able to meet physically. Obviously you guys are in Kigali. I'm up here in the Northern Province.
Yes.
But definitely I'd love to meet you both in person when you come back.
Yes.
God willing,
Um,
I wanna
Most
get a
definitely.
piece of that island and build.
You
You
need
know,
like, I thought you guys would come to the Northern Province. I'm saying to people, look, right, don't just come to Kigali.
Right.
Slowly
no,
people are starting to come up here though. Slowly. We had like
no,
one
yeah,
other diasporan who's actually relocated from Kigali to Mosande here.
right.
So I actually met with him, was it last week actually? Sent me an email and we set up a meeting. And yeah, so more people are moving down this way as well. But I say to people, please don't just stick to
Yes,
Kigali. Kigali is wonderful, it's great, but you guys need to see the island. Well, it's a peninsula that becomes an island when the water level rises. It's beautiful.
Yes.
You guys have seen some of my videos. Come on.
yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm
Absolutely
trying to attract
beautiful.
you guys down to this region because it really is and truly beautiful. You know, there was a
We're water babies.
meetup
Yeah,
tour.
we love water, so
We
we'll
are
be
water
there.
babies.
When you
Believe-
see Gisenyi, that's Lake Kivu, Gisenyi, which is
Right.
the border of Congo. Like there was a guy who did the meetup tour, and I took him down to Gisenyi. Anyway, everybody that I take to Gisenyi by Lake Kivu, they're like, "What? I'm in Africa." I'm like, "Yes, I'm in Africa. Yes." You know, they can't believe it. It's like everybody said, this is truly paradise.
Can
And
you
that's how
find
I
us
feel
a piece
also when
of
I'm there.
Can you find us a piece of land that's on the
You know,
water that we can roll with?
you know what? I love what. Sorry, are you saying? Can you find a piece of land near the
Yeah,
water?
I need you to find us. So you
Yes,
know, a piece of
there is land on. There's plenty of land on Lake Brera. There is an island called Bilgwa, but the only thing is, like where I am with my project, I'm the only one.
Oh, so
so we can't have an island. Only
No,
you.
yeah,
Only you can have an island. Is that right?
legally in Rwanda, you can't own an
Yeah.
island. But this at the moment, it's a peninsula that when you look at it, because of like the erosion, in a couple of years, it will be an island.
Right.
But we've already got there before it became an island, so you can't take us off.
Well,
So,
we don't want what you have. There's plenty of stuff, but
no, but yeah,
I need you to do
there's
me a favor
plenty,
and
there's
keep an eye out.
plenty. Yeah, there's
We
plenty. There's plenty. There is an island which this is the only island occupied by locals. There's plots available there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. You can see the 360 view of the lake as well as the volcanic views.
I
Yeah,
think we saw
so
that.
there's plenty.
Yeah.
And
I think
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, no, I was telling her I think we saw that one. But
Yeah,
we're trying to just, keep an eye out for your uncle
yeah.
and auntie
No,
over
there's
here.
plenty because you know what? On that lake, Lake Burera, is pretty much unsaturated. So if you go to Gisenyi, you have lots of hotels, lots of restaurants. But Lake Burera is pretty much like Bogosera. It's a blank canvas for now. But people are starting to see the potential, and lots more people are coming and buying. Even I had some friends who came and had a look, and so more people are coming, and it is drawing more of an interest. So
Okay, so when you gonna call us tomorrow and you gonna say, David, Stephanie, I got something for you. You gotta get it.
there's
Is that
plenty,
what's
but
gonna happen?
I was hoping you guys would come, because if you came, I would also have taken you to the lake, so you would have been able to see what for yourself what's available. But anyway, next time.
Next time?
But
Next
there's
time.
plenty. There's plenty. Trust me, there's
God
plenty.
willing. Yes.
Yeah. But thank you both so much for your time. Thank you so
No,
much for
thank
joining
you.
the conversation. We'll definitely keep in touch. Any final words before you go?
No, we don't know you well, but we love you and we're so proud of
Oh,
you.
Yes.
And just keep pushing, man. Keep pushing.
Yes.
Because you inspire us. You really, really do, and you're inspiring a lot of other people. And mind you, we're here for you. You know what I'm saying? We're OGs in the parenting game, in the real estate game. We got a lot of, you know.
Listen, I'm feeling like overjoyed right now because, like, I don't know, like obviously we spoke a bit on WhatsApp, and then I had to go and sort out the boys, and then I was just like, right, I need to call them and see how they're doing. And we had a bit more of a conversation, and even
Yeah.
now I'm just like, this was meant to be. Like, I feel the love, I feel the
Good
warmth,
job. Yes.
and I'm like, I hope I'm not like just, yeah, I hope this is something real. So
No, and I'm glad you follow. What are the women? Oh, that intuition.
Intuition. And God ordains divine appointments. We don't always understand it, but we just follow it and walk in it, and it's usually beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe from the bottom of my heart, and you have been following your intuition, and at every turn it's been right.
Yep.
We all sometimes we get in our own way a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I know women have much stronger intuition than men. Men are just goofballs. But I'm just, that's why I keep telling you I'm so proud of you, because you stepped out on faith and you follow your intuition, and you just keep moving. And I hope everybody feels and understands that, because you're a woman of color.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
amazing.
And you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it. So
I'm trying.
Yep. You're inspiring us and so many that you don't even know.
Yep.
So thank you. Thank you.
And that's from your new uncle and auntie.
Equally, I'm inspired, and I feel like there's also so much I can learn from you both as well. So I'm like, I'm glad that you guys will be coming back, relocating to Rwanda, because I'm like, right, I've got some real family. It feels like I've got some real family here. And
that's
so
Uncle Dave and Auntie Stephanie.
Sorry?
Uncle David and Auntie Stephanie.
Yeah, like I feel like,
and your kids.
You guys, even if you try to run away, I'm gonna hunt you down, because you're family now. Yeah, you are family now. It's all love. It's all love.
Absolutely,
Thank you so much. I cannot explain the feeling, but I really feel like even though we haven't met in person, you know, there's definitely a connection that I can feel. So thank
Yeah.
you both very, very much. And I look forward to reconnecting or, you know, staying in touch basically with you
Yeah.
both. Um,
Absolutely.
Most
yeah,
definitely.
so
And if you
take
need
care and
anything,
yeah,
and we can do anything, I need you to know, honestly, from the bottom of your heart, don't feel uncomfortable or anything. Say, hey, what do you think about this? I need some help with this, whatever it may be, or you have a vision, run it past us and see if we can bring things together, in some form or fashion, because
That's
we
right.
all need one another. I can't express that. We can't do it on our
exactly.
own, and
Mm,
we need to bounce things off of one another.
Yeah.
You
mhm,
know,
mhm.
so we're here for that, and never be afraid to ask
Well,
for
thank you
anything.
so much. That there's
Yeah.
that, yeah, feeling that unity, and you know, I think that's what our community needs more of, and that's the mindset. A lot of people coming from the diaspora need to come with that mindset of how we can support each other.
Yes.
It doesn't, you know, when people talk, sometimes they think, oh, it's financially, but it doesn't necessarily have to be
No.
financially. There's so many ways in which we can support and encourage each other just by having this conversation with you both. I'm so inspired to keep on going,
Yes.
because sometimes I'm like, this is heavy, you know, and you
Yes.
Yeah.
know, can I really do this? And you know, having these conversations really helped me, even though I'm a positive thinker.
Right.
I
Yeah.
live by faith, but also sometimes you need that bit of a push, and you both have really inspired me also with what you're doing, in the short space of time that you've been able to do what you've been able to do. That for
Yes.
me is an inspiration to me, even who's been here for how long, who have been visiting for how long.
Hmm.
And finally, I'm here. So thank you both very, very much. And
You're
as I said,
welcome.
we will definitely be staying in contact. So I
Absolutely.
really appreciate both of you. Thank you so much, and have a good evening. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your. Eat that food as soon as that I say. Eat that food when I say.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Oh,
We'll be
bless.
back.
Yes, most definitely. But take care for now, and let's stay
Great.
connected. It's
All
Okay,
right.
been
sounds
Thank
good.
amazing
you.
having you
Thank you.
both on.
Blessings.
Take care. Wow, guys. So that was um, David and Stephanie, a beautiful, beautiful couple that have, you know, done their research and finally made the trip to Rwanda, doing amazing things in the short space of time that they've been here. You know, they have set up a company, a non government organization, where they are employing people, over 12 people already, to produce sanitary towels. These are recyclable sanitary towels. They're making an impact in Kigali, and the vision is bigger than that, to empower young people for the future, for their future development. You know, they've also bought land in Kanombe near Kigali International Airport, as well as Bogosera. They have building projects that are underway, and it's looking really phenomenal. I've been really inspired by them and everything they've shared with us today. And hopefully, the conversation has inspired those of you guys who are thinking about coming to Rwanda. If you've been like toying with the idea, not knowing whether Rwanda is the place for you, at least come and visit, as well as a bit like build connections with people, build connections with people in the industry that you may be interested in, and connect with them when you're here on the ground. I'm only just one person. I'm happy to support you guys as best as I can, but it's not always possible because so many of you guys are concentrated on Kigali, and I'm also based here in the Northern Province. Doing my projects are here. There are three projects that I'm running here, and I'm also a mother of two boys, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old who's going to be, well, two. He's going to be 2 in a couple of days. He's growing so fast. He's so brilliant. Yeah, so I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm doing so much. So I'm not always able to meet everybody that comes in. So and don't be upset with me. I'm human, and yeah, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I'm working hard and working on sustaining myself and my family here, and also building that legacy. So yeah, I've seen you guys in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for being here. Those of you guys who are watching and haven't yet subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like the live stream. That's very, very important. Again, whenever I'm live and you want to support, you can support either by super chat or again by PayPal. I am also on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/ladyvisionary. You guys can see all the projects that I'm doing there and also support me. So that's www.patreon.com/ladyvisionary. Need some more Patreons over there to support with the projects that I'm doing. You guys can see that I will be doing like the water projects, bringing water to local people in Borea district, as well as the diaspora building project. So if you have the means, please try to support me over on Patreon. I'm just going to do a shout out for some of you guys whilst we're about to end the live right now. So we've got Joyce in the building. Welcome. We've got Ibrahim. Thank you so much for being here. Moneymaker. Esther in the building. Bountiful Blessings. Thanks for being here. PT as well. Think Twice. Think Twice. We've got Alex in the building. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Afro Millennium Mama, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really appreciate you. We've got Jude. Is it from Oak to Atlanta? Thank you so much for being here. Regman Music, another one of our regulars. Coach AW, thank you so much for being here. Is it Naka? Thank you so much for joining the live. Hopefully the conversation has been useful. If you knew better, you'd do better. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Who else do we have in the building? Is it, oh, bear with me guys. Debrat Miller Angel, I see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Lydia is in the building. Thank you so much for being here, supporting my channel. Okay, guys, I think that is it. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the conversation. As I said, if you found this one useful and you feel like others can benefit from it, don't forget to like it, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. For those of you guys thinking about relocating or doing business in Rwanda, I do offer consultations. So the consultations are usually via Zoom. We've got, Jackie Dallas, he's also in the building. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, the consultations are usually via Zoom. They usually last an hour. They are at an affordable price. So all you have to do is check out the description bar and send me an email at projecthealtha@gmail.com, and then we can set up your consultation to go through all the details, any questions that you may have about relocating or doing business here in Rwanda. Also, I offer the meetup tour. That's a 3-day tour here in the Northern Province where you get to tour Mosanzi as well as visit the Twin Lakes and have a boat ride as well as complimentary drinks. This also includes pickup and drop off back to Kigali, as well as your stay and your breakfast, and also a trip to Gisenyi as well. So again, you can book with me. Let's just put the details up for those of you guys who may be interested. Just send me an email. That's projecthealtha@gmail.com. All the details are down below in the description bar. So thank you guys so much again, and I hope you have been inspired by this conversation. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. That is, my Instagram is lady_visionary. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a good day wherever you are. Take care.